Grand Rising and happy new day, artists and creatives. I am so happy to be back with another video. And today we're going to talk about overcoming defeat and how to be gentle with yourself on your artistic and creative journey. Huge topic, super important, because when you do this, you put yourself in a mind state of winning, which you need to be steadfast in this journey, okay? Because everything won't always be rosy, such as life. All right. But let me jump right in. Before I do, let me introduce myself. My name is Maisha. I'm an artist, I'm a teacher, I'm a curator, and I help artists reach their highest creative potential so that you can unleash your creativity in the world. Just very powerful, very soulful, very powerful, and you do what you are called to do. All right. So I've worked with hundreds of artists, thousands of students, and I am here for you. This is what I do. All right, so let's jump right into this. Again, this video is all about how to be gentle with yourself on your journey. So the first way is to control your self-talk, right? If you received a vision and a call to create, don't let your own self-talk, your lower self, reduce the calling of your higher self, right? So everything, and I'm skipping to number two, which is every piece won't be a win, right? Every piece won't be a win. So some things you're going to do, you're going to bomb. And that's when we get into this negative self-talk. Who am I? What am I doing? What do I, who do I think I am? Like, silence all of that. Be gentle. There is a scripture I love so much, and I hold on to this thing. I wrote it on my heart, as my old mentor used to say. And it's whatsoever things are good, true, lovely, honest, pure, of good rapport, think on those things. Capture negative thoughts and throw them out the window. And I'm talking about in real time. So this is something that I do. I literally do this on a real time, day-to-day basis. If I'm having a negative thought, I'll take that thought captive and throw it out. Oh, who do you think you are? Well, I think I'm an amazing person that has a lot to share with the world. I think that um, I'm a good artist. I want to be great, and so I'm going to flow towards that. I, you know, who do you think you are to have to do such and such, to have an art gallery? Those are things I wrestled with when I had an art gallery downtown in the arts district. Well, I think I'm the person who's called to do this, right? Just whatever, or who was anointed and given the vision. Whatever I can do to take that thought and just throw it out and replace it with some good and better thoughts. I control my self talk. This is something that you need to do in your art life, in your creative, on your creative journey, but also in your real life, as a habit, as a practice. Control your self talk. And on that note, control your words. So, well, the more you control your self talk, the more you'll control your words, because words have power. And a lot of people, that concept goes clean over their head. But I'm a big believer in watching what I say out of my mouth, because I know that it has power. And it goes even deeper because I watch what I think. I don't even try to think, like, if something is too dark, too negative, too, I don't even let that line of thought continue to manifest and blossom in my head. That's what you have to do in your life and as an artist. You have to stop negative thoughts in their tracks. I promise you, that principle will change your life. And I'm gonna say one more thing on that note, and I'm gonna let it go. I remember there was someone was talking about when you smile, you automatically lower your blood pressure. and you automatically shift something inside of you. And so I used to do this thing with myself, and I'll even do it now. If I'm like I'm in the uproar, I'm having a bad moment or a bad thought, and I'm just like this, I would say, you know what, just smile. And everything, something in me shifts, my mood shifts. People say, oh, well, that's fake, that's not real. Yeah, it might be, right? It might be in the moment, but sometimes you have to. I remember my friend daddy used to say, fake it till you make it. You have to manifest what you want to be real in your life until it comes to be so. So if I'm angry, I smile until I can laugh about whatever it was I was angry about. So that's just a principle I live with. I highly suggest it, recommend it for my artists, my students, for anybody in my life really, and control your the words that come out your mouth. So control your self-talk and control the words that come out your mouth. Okay, number two, and I touched on it already, but this is again monumental in learning how to be gentle with yourself and overcome feelings of defeat so that you can win. Okay. And that is to understand that every piece won't be a win. Every piece won't come out exactly how you envisioned or exactly how you started it. Right. I know a couple of portrait painters. And one of the trickiest things with portraiture is because you have so many different colors in the face. You're working with like 20, 30, 40 different colors in the face. And it is easy for colors to become muddy, and you've already built up layers, you've been working, and now you're in it, right? You're in a zone and you're in it, you're just flowing. And then all of a sudden you're working on something that's not quite dry, and the colors are becoming muddy and muted. And you've essentially um created more hours of work for yourself on top of the hours you've already done, because the you've messed around and let the colors get muddy and muted on you. So you could that is hurtful. That is a defeated feeling, right? But know that everything won't be a win. That's a learning experience, a learning lesson. Even me, I remember when I started deciding I'm going to work in layers and build layers, I would get muddy and messy, and then just be like, oh. But what you have to learn to do is stop and understand that you are essentially solving problems. So you have to be gentle and know that everything you do won't be a win. Learn the lesson, and come back to it with that lesson. All right. I also wrote in my notes that I was thinking about, as I was writing this and thinking about this, I thought about Einstein and how even he would get stuck and he would have to take a break and go play the piano and then come back, because although you he spent hours and hours trying to um solve this problem, it wasn't working. He wasn't winning. He may have felt defeated. But go back to point one, control your self-talk, stop, come back, which is number three actually, to put it down and walk away. All right, take a break and come back. Because a lot of times, we'll be pushing and pulling and struggling and straining with a piece or with something that we're working on, and it's just not flowing, it's not going. That's because you got to stop, walk away, so you can come back to it with fresh eyes. So sometimes people will ask me, how long did it take to make this painting or whatever it is I'm working on? And I'll say, oh, if I did it all together at one time, maybe 8 to 10 hours. But I spent a couple of weeks on it, or even months, because I had to stop. I got stuck, or I started feeling defeated, that self-talk I'm telling you about, I had to put away. So I had to just stop and say, okay, you know what? I got to stop with this piece and I got to walk away from it so I can come back to it with fresh eyes. And I can't tell you how many times I have walked away from something and came back and been like, Intuitively, I know the next stroke, the next mark, the next color because I walked away from it. Um, yeah, I have a piece right here. I would grab it, but it's behind something, and I'm totally stuck on it. And the only reason why I haven't come back to it yet is because I have something else on the easel. But I know that when I finally put it back up, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, boom, white or red or what was that? You know how I didn't see it before. So it that pushing, that pull, that struggle, it something about that just kind of it dampens the flow. It quenches the spirit, the flow. So you can't push and pull, which is what I did put in my notes. As I was thinking about this, I was thinking about how, you know how when you first learn to swim, you like splashing, kicking all hard all over the place. And your teacher is just kind of standing there like, calm down. It doesn't take all of that. What, they're essentially telling you to do is you just have to learn to be with the water, be with the flow, right? It's a gentle kick, it's a gentle stroke that allows you to propel faster and further rather than all this flapping about, pushing and pulling, struggling, straining. That ain't it. All right. So anyway, 3 was to put it down and walk away so that you can come back with fresh eyes. And you know my word, just flow with it and flow. Um, Yeah, so that's it because that was actually 2 points in one because number 3 was actually put it down and walk away, take a break from it, and then 4 was to not your push don't worry about pushing and pulling too hard, the struggle and strain, like that will hurt you. So you want to just flow with it, okay? I'm all about the flow. I am all about getting deeper into this my creative flow, my artistic flow, and I'm talking about in all aspects of my life, but specifically in my creative journey, in my artistic journey. If you're an artist and you want to get in your flow, I do work with artists. I help you to get in that zone, to go deeper, higher, bigger, wider on your journey. You can work with me. My website is www.mfrancisgallery.com/work with me to just get right to that page. It's mfrancisgallery.com/work with me. I also have a 27-day creativity challenge coming up, which I would love for you to join. That also helps you to get in your flow and to learn, even on this point, to learn how to be even more gentle with yourself. Because in the challenge, the challenge is just to just do something every day, right? And sometimes I'll give you prompts and I also have worksheets and different things that you can use. But the point is to just get into your flow, okay? Get into your flow, get into your zone so that you can be the artist that you are called to be. All right, so that's all I have. Peace and love. I love y'all so much. I love artists and creatives. I'm here for you. Drop a comment below if there is a specific way that you do or something you do or tell yourself in being gentle with yourself. Like, what do you do when you're like feeling defeated, but you know that you need to ease up on yourself and be gentle? Like, let me know. Holla at me. All right, y'all. So that's it. Peace and love, and I'll see y'all next time.